Welcome back to the Right Take Report. Trump's being criticized yet again for not knowing every detail about every single thing in the entire world. But let's be real, he's dealing with a lot of massive international issues, so I'll try to cut him some slack in my feedback to the CNN segment that's coming up. However, Biden is still out there eating ice cream on the beach while Trump has to call the shots and run an entire country. But let's break this down and see why the media's got it all wrong with Trump and his potential lack of knowledge, especially the harsh and brutal CNN that nobody ever watches anymore. Let's get into it.
The President of the United States has spent his first 2 months in office trying out a new tactic to not answer questions from reporters. The tactic, feign ignorance.
I know nothing about it. I did not. I know nothing about that.
I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it.
I don't know anything about Signal. I wasn't involved in this. I wasn't involved with it. I wasn't there.
Nothing classified was shared.
Well, that's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm not sure. You'll have to ask the various people involved. I really don't know.
Have you been briefed about the soldiers in Lithuania who are missing?
No, I haven't.
I don't know.
It wasn't me.
He wasn't involved in the Signal thing. He was not involved in it.
But there was a lot of I don't know. There's a lot of I don't know.
Well, how is he supposed to know about it if he wasn't involved in it?
Seriously, I do think that the fact that the President of the United States was not briefed on 4 missing soldiers, I mean, having been in a White House, that is something you would brief. So I don't know, maybe Mike Waltz was pretty busy those last couple of days, but somebody should have briefed the president on that. I do think it's like just a little odd that he says he doesn't know anything about things that he's actually supposedly signed. Maybe he signed it via AutoPen or something else. But he definitely has he has signed proclamations, and then he says, I don't know anything about that. That is also a serious problem.
I'd rather have him act like he doesn't know about something, which I'm sure he probably does know about some of this stuff, than not talk to the press at all. I mean, he's the most accessible president that I've ever seen in modern history. I mean, your boss never talked to the media ever.
Look, I totally hear the point. People should talk to the press a lot. It's just you're not actually conveying information if you don't know anything about anything going on.
I would rather the president just get on TV and say, I don't know, than as opposed to some of the other stuff that he's said in the past when he's pretended to know. So just say, I don't know.
But maybe he should know some of these things.
I'm saying he should know.
Can I just go back, though, from a security perspective? He probably, especially on the soldiers, he probably knows, but by the way, that's still an active national security issue for our military, so he probably can't, to his defense on that, he probably can't comment on it.
Okay.
Or shouldn't until you have all the facts. That's the thing about being a president is, when you go talking out of your ass, things happen. And so maybe you shouldn't. Maybe it's
Or
smart.
he could say, presidents, like President Bush or Obama or others would have said, I'm aware, I'm not going to say anymore because it's an active issue. That's what they say. He said, I don't know what you're talking about.
I
That's a
guarantee
different
you
thing.
that he could tell you exactly how many woke professors are in the country, or how many boys is playing girls volleyball, or how many quote-unquote illegal aliens came in yesterday. He focuses on what he wants to focus on, and this ain't one of them.
All good things to know, by the way.
Just saying, he may be making some shit up.
So selective ignorance, you're saying.
All right, quick break from the video. Let's be real for a second. It's annoying the amount of pressure that gets put on Trump to know everything going on in the country at any given moment. Yes, he should be knowledgeable on most things, but to have him know everything when the last administration basically knew nothing is a little bit out of proportion. When you're somebody who has to deal with potential trade wars like Canada, Europe, and China because they've been bullying you for the last 4 years, excuse him if he doesn't have the details on a group chat leak or a minor soldier breach. But somehow, everything he does, right or wrong, is seen as weakness by his critics. Let's again compare this to Biden, who was sitting on the beach, eating ice cream, and having dementia. Yep, Trump is still under constant fire, still answers the questions honestly as he can, no matter the fallout. That's a real leader. And that is a trait to admire, especially in politics, where everyone's more concerned about their image than the truth. He just simply admits, look, I don't know about it right now, in terms of some minor signal gate and soldiers being, I guess you could say, lost. However, let's again curve CNN back to where we should be, which is focusing on real issues like men and women's sports, illegal immigration, and other problems plaguing America that one guy in the cowboy hat was kind of making fun of that Trump really did solve. But I'll get back into the video of absurdity. I hope you enjoy.
I've used it to my advantage many times.
Just like selective hearing.
The signal thing is interesting, though, because from the very beginning, his ignorance there seemed to be deliberate. He was not on that signal chain, but the idea that he didn't know about it when he was first asked about it and the extent to which he doesn't know seems rather deliberate. Yes?
He wants to be associated with things that are positive. That's who Donald Trump is. And that's what makes him a communications genius. And I use the word genius when it comes to communication, not public policy or public welfare. But he knows how to communicate. And when it's negative, he's like, what, me? Don't know nothing about that. Let's talk about some tariffs or something that's good for somebody.
Would you, if he didn't know and he didn't have the facts or he hadn't been briefed on it, what is the alternative here? To go out and make something up or to say, I don't know. I haven't been told. And my understanding is he didn't know about it. He wasn't on it. Maybe he wasn't even aware what signal is. I mean, it is not inconceivable that the president, when I didn't see the timestamps on these questions, didn't actually have enough information to comment publicly at the time on any of these matters. It's not out of the ordinary for a president to hold back until they have all the facts or all the things they need to know to make a legitimate comment.
Or what would be more concerning, and I think this might be more concerning with the soldiers, or they're not telling him and they're not actually sharing information, or they worry about what he'll say, so they preserve it. I think this is a deeply kind of disturbing thing on basic information. On some political issue, I totally understand. I can even understand, perhaps, plausible deniability about Signalgate. But I think on national security issues, like issues where soldiers are possibly lost, it is pretty inexcusable that he has not been briefed and he can't speak to it.
And what's worse, a president not having all the information he needs to make a legitimate comment, so he holds back in the moment before being ready to make a comment, or, I don't know, willfully lying to the American people about the condition of the President of the United States, which went on for 4 years in this country by all of your colleagues.
Totally wrong. That is totally wrong. That is totally wrong.
I hope you read all the books that are coming out. I hope you read all the books that are coming out.
Joe Biden, when asked about soldiers lost, was briefed and said it. And so you think Joe Biden had problems?
At least the other side can admit that Joe Biden did have some problems. They didn't want to until he dropped out of the election. Don't forget that. He absolutely did and still does. However, Trump is at least upfront. If you don't know something, just say, I don't know. And you know what? Trump did exactly that, and there's nothing wrong with it. He wasn't trying to be fake or create some spin or make up words like Biden. He just gave a straight answer. There's a lot more to be thankful for someone who's honest than someone who will spin a narrative or give stupid answers all of the time. We all know the left has lied about so many things, from pushing false narratives about Biden's health to bending the truth during campaigns, which they did constantly. However, it's a double standard to say Trump is wrong for being a real one, while others are allowed to get away with playing games and making excuses, which he's not even getting away with. CNN's been calling him out for days that he didn't know one thing. But if we look at the Signalgate situation, if anything, it's a sign of how much the media is twisting facts. Trump at least owns up when he doesn't know something. And he wasn't even in the group chat. It's not maybe the highest priority on his list right now. But I'll just get back into the video.
At least he was able to do that. What's the excuse for Donald Trump if he's so capable?
I'm just saying.
I mean,
you guys
I don't
are
know if you're a judge.
That Trump is exhibiting some, I want to get more facts, and I'm going to be lectured by the people who lied to the American people about the condition of the president.
Oh, my God.
No way.
No, but
not going to take it.
That's, first of all, that's outrageous.
Is
That's
it?
outrageous. Yes, it is.
You think the truth was told? You think the truth was told?
I will say.
Did the White House tell the truth?
I will look forward to this discussion.
Do you all believe the truth was told about Biden?
Scott, do you want government or do you want your lick back? Because even if all of that happened in the past, we're in the present now. So we need a president that is capable.
And so what? He said, I don't know. What, did it hurt your life that he said, I don't know one time?
Biden did it. Biden did it.
Sure,
Biden
I
did
can.
it. You
Of
cannot
course I
write
can.
that for 4 years.
I absolutely
and expect
can.
the country to move
I
forward.
100% can.
You cannot.
Biden wrote it for 4 years on Trump, and Obama wrote it for 8 years on George W. Bush. You're damn right. We were right.
It's just a little inconsistent to say it's wrong with one and the other. That's the point.
I'm just saying. It seems like selective outrage to me to say, well, we're worried about Donald Trump not knowing.
I think all of us who've ever met or been around Donald Trump knows that if somebody would have told him soldiers were missing, and if he would have been briefed on that. And then a reporter asked about him because he does this with every other thing that he does. We're going to find him. We're going to kick whoever's ass is messing with him. And we're going to burn everything down around him if they don't bring him back right now.
Well, then he should have been told.
I mean, Trump.
I'm saying, we know that's how he would respond if he knew
Well,
about
then
it.
he
And
should
to
have
that
been
point,
told.
Trump would then start blabbering some of the secrets on the back. We're going to find them. We're going to get them SEAL Team 6s in there. Right now, they're in a Black Hawk helicopter. It's at 300 feet. It's going in longitude. And
yeah.
he would say
I
too
don't
much.
think-
So maybe you can't tell me.
That's a little worse if they're not briefing him because he would spill the beans. Then we're in a.
That's what signals
That's
for.
a little scary.
All right, here are some final thoughts before I wrap up this video. As I've said it before, sure, Trump could have known more about Signalgate or the soldiers, but at the end of the day, mistakes happen. I also didn't know it was named Signalgate until today, which is kind of funny. But Jennings is right that Trump's approach is more genuine than political games we've seen from the left constantly. They've been lying and hiding things for years. They didn't even answer questions. At least he's saying he doesn't know. He might not be perfect, but Trump is a real one, something that has been missing in today's political climate. It's time to stop the games and focus on what truly matters, his integrity and his transparency, which is what he's doing. But at least Trump doesn't have to use a teleprompter every time he speaks or fall down the stairs every time he walks. Biden did and couldn't even do that right in terms of speaking and walking. But Trump could have pulled a Kamala and just started to laugh at questions and cackle, then say something that has nothing to do with the question. But he didn't. But that's it for today on the Right Take Report. If you're tired of the media's nonsense and want more straight talk, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I'm here every day to give you my take. No spin, just the facts. Please like, comment, and share. I will see you next time.